Good afternoon, Dr. Alicia. Here is my presentation about the topic 11 for the sustainability for the economy. As we know, the strategic climate and the sustainability economy is based on the sustainability and the economy itself, which has to cause a big challenge from the only recording the money transactions within the sustainability, the climate, the environment, and eco stuff. Now we come to the contextual theoretical alignment. So first, measuring the carbon as a liability. As you can see here, it's not the writing. I'm just going to focus on the focus area. The proponents believe only the traditional auditors possess the quantitative rigor required to assure the non-financial metrics. So how to say the measuring the carbon as a liability? So measuring carbon as a liability is which the carbon footprint is actually the damage to the planet. As one obvious logic, you cannot run a business on the dying planet. Next is the SDG and the academic attentions. The shift directly support SDG 13, which align to the climate actions, which I got it from the ACCA papers. And then, however, a deep gap remains between stakeholder series and agency series. Series where reporting is often reduced to a public reviewable tools, which we have to use. We have to combine the SDG requirements with the accounting itself, like putting the, for example, like putting the carbon footprint inside the accounting. Next is the three concrete policy solution, which is the three big solution for this. So first is the dry integrity audits. Dry integrity audits is pairing the auditing with and monitoring the climate change data. They put it together and then they transform the loss of the quantitative data into the rigorous assurance frameworks. Next is a carbon link pay. They focus on the 20% of the executive long-term incentives directly to verify the reduction in the scope 1, 2, and 3 emission. The scope 3 is something really important I want to mention. For example, I make it easy to understand. The Volkswagen uses the scope 3, which they report the full carbon-free emission for the supply chain. So last one is the compulsory circular. Incorporate mandatory carbon accounting, greenhouse gas calculations, and climate risk modeling inside core professional exams like ACCA, ICA, EW, and MICPA. So which means we are encouraging the students or the examiners to put in the other options as inside of the ACCA for the sustainability accounting, not just the accounting itself. Okay, so last one, we're going to navigating the executive barriers. First is the phased implementation. Provide the MICAP listed company. If you notice, the MICAP this company is what we say is like the middle class of the company is usually between 2 billion to 8 billion in the publicity. And next is the culture resistivity, bridging the operation divide between financial purposes and climate scientists through regulators standarding under bodies like security commissions, which we need to combine the scientific data with financial process. And then is fiduciary duty defined. The true financial success cannot exist on a collapsed planet. Like I said, you cannot run a company in the dying planet. And transitioning to a long-term carbon accountability is the modern form of the stakeholder protections. At the end, I want to say for the sustainability accounting, it seems like it's adding the carbon footprint, emissions, stuff like environmental things. It's more to the science, not the financial stuff, into the company's liabilities, but it's not what you see.